What's up guys, Bogle back here again. Today we're going to be getting into this piece that's fresh off the line. This is Conrad. He's one of the God Hand from the Berserk line from Prime 1 Studios. This is a quarter scale Conrad. I have no idea what to expect. I haven't really even seen too many pictures or anything of him. We're going to go ahead and get into this thing, see what it's all about. Stick around. Alright guys, as usual, we're going to go ahead and start with the art box here. We got this awesome photo. This is definitely staying in line with all the boxes that are going on with this line. You got this awesome photograph of Conrad here. Conrad and Ubik are some of my favorite characters in the God Hand. They're just so creepy and weird. We got the logo here. Conrad himself, it says Conrad, Prime 1 Studios, Ultimate Premium Master Line. We have the Brand of Sacrifice here. Another amazing photo of Conrad just being an extra creep up on the front. Everything's the same. More symbol of sacrifice here. Logo, more brand. All right, crack open the foam and check this guy out. All right guys, so we got this guy out of his box. As usual, it comes with some instructions. The instructions are all of 2 steps. You take Conrad and you put him on the base. Real crazy, right? Over here, we got some more promo stuff, new pieces coming out. We got Skull Knight on horseback. We got other characters, just some little promo stuff. I kind of like that. Okay, so. All right guys, so let's talk about some of the details going on with Conrad here. They kept with the traditional base that's with the rest of the line. Femto, guts in his armor. They all have this metal base. I really love, it's really sharp. Got the Celtic knotwork going around here. Got a little weathering happening on it. The part of the base here is the broken piece of the egg here, which I really love. I'm really glad they incorporated that because it really ties him with Femto over here. They're gonna look really, really nice together with this little addition. This was a really good move. Again, we have the floor of faces here. I actually think that the sculpt on the floor of faces here is a little bit more intense than the one on Femto. I kind of checked Femto out. Those faces are really gross and have great expression. These are pushed a little bit further. We get a couple more skulls. We get a couple more tongues hanging out, a little bit more graphicness, I guess, to the faces down here. It's also a lot less faces to sculpt than on the Femto piece. Moving on up, probably one of my favorite parts about this is really this draped fabric cape vibe going on. I really, really am a sucker for sculpted capes, especially when they're done really, really well. I'm not a huge fan of mixed media capes with wire. To me, it just looks a little cheap, and I really just love and appreciate a really good sculpted piece of fabric. It's kind of difficult to do. They really nailed it with this. I really feel the weight of the fabric draping and covering his body down here. Love that. So moving on up here to his sleeves. He's got these puffy, kind of weird, very glossy, leathery looking sleeves. Got his matte finish hands coming out with his fingers coiled in like this. I really love the face and I really love the hands and the sculpt of that. He's got a really matte finish on his head and his hands, but all around his eyes, all down his creases of his nose here are wet, like he's crying or has some weird, just different texture going on in the face. I really love that. That's great, and it really separates all these little parts of his nasty, gummy baby face. Moving up into the shell is a piece of art. It's a work of art. This whole thing is, but really the shell is amazing. You can definitely see the inspiration here. I think this was super heavily inspired by Giger. If you can't see the Giger influence in this with the baby head from the character, all the biomechanics happening on the shell back here. He's got these really awesome vertebrae pieces coming down where if you're familiar with Giger's art, you know he incorporates lots of bones, lots of organic matter with the machinery. That's the whole biomechanical vibe. He's got these hoses, these vents, these nasty bubble pods happening all over. As a fan of biomechanics and biomechanical art, this is, sorry, we have a puppy playing over here, but this is just really awesome, and I love seeing this character in a 3 dimensions. I've really only seen him in the manga and on the anime, and you kind of just get a couple of shots of him being nasty and creepy, but this, seeing him in its entirety, I really appreciate the character more. We have 10 little tentacles happening here, 5 on each side. And really that's it, guys. He's really just the character sitting on the base. He's two pieces. You just pick him up, set him down. The foam was engineered in a really good way to where I felt like all of this and these delicate parts were really protected. I would have no problem shipping this to someone else and just knowing that it's probably gonna be just fine. Unless you have a crazy delivery guy like we had on the last video. What was that about? I don't know. So pretty much I think my only critique that's going to be not 100% positive and just loving this thing is a little bit of the paint going on the skin. I do like that they did a matte finish with a gloss finish on here. That's super cool. The texture of the skin really just shows how chunky and nasty his flesh is. But I think that they could have gone a little further and actually put some blue or discoloration from the veins under the skin. They did that with Zod. I have another Broly piece here that's huge, and you just see that bluish tint underneath the flesh. It's one of my favorite things they do on statues, and they had all the opportunity to do it here. He has all these nasty veins on all these tentacles. He's got a bunch of just thick artery veins like coming up his neck and blending into his face. It could have been a great opportunity for them to pull in another color into the face. Maybe some freckling. Basically, they kind of just used one color with different values in his face and his hands. It's basically just this skin tone, and it gets a little darker and a little lighter, and that's about it. I kind of thought they could have maybe done some freckling or just showed some spotting in his face a little bit. But that's really just me. I like to paint statues myself, so I'm always gonna be looking at the paint and looking at the detail and seeing how many steps they actually did for that. Besides that little paint critique, I really love this piece. I love that he's not huge. He's actually just gonna fit right in. He's also not competing with your attention for all these other big pieces. He's different. He's gonna stand out in the collection. I actually really love that he's not super tall. He's still a really big piece, demands a lot of presence, and he's just so fucking creepy, you guys. This is a really fun piece, and I'm really excited to get it. And that's pretty much it. Alright guys, so this is where Conrad will be living for now. You can see how good he looks next to Femto here. The matching bases, the cracked egg. Looks really, really great. Love them together. We're still waiting on, what else? Slan and Ubik, the Void, all those guys. We got a little Saitama here filling in a gap, but eventually this whole wall will be Berserk. You can tell we got a real theme going on here. Still haven't gotten into Zod yet. I've had him for a while. Haven't reviewed him. There's a bunch of reviews online, so I'm not in a super rush to do it. Also, he needs a little bit of a repair, so I got to get that done before, but love that dude. But again, Conrad just looks really, really good. Love him in the group with the crew. Setting off Femto over here. Looks absolutely amazing. Give you guys a quick little view of what's happening in the room now these days. Pretty much every time a piece comes in, we have to move some things around. These are a couple pieces that I've painted and I'm currently working on. The Guyver in the middle, the other two are completed. Might do a little review on those maybe. Also a 2 tubes cosplay bust that I built and painted myself. But this is pretty much what the room is looking like right now. This is Goro and the 3 ninjas here. I actually filmed this yesterday whenever I did the review on Goro, but just forgot to put it in the video, to be honest. But that's pretty much what's happening right now. I love it. We need a big MK piece of art in the back. I actually think I'm gonna be doing a digital piece, or a digital painting rather, of my own artwork to put back there, just because I can't find exactly what I need, so I'm just gonna make it. Might do a little review on how I did that in case you guys are interested in some custom artwork to go behind a statue. I think I'm gonna start offering that. But again, this is just pretty much what's happening with the room so far. Got the anime and DBZ stuff happening over here. Got the giant Tsume Broly happening. We got the F4 Goku versus Majin Vegeta, we did a review on that. We haven't reviewed Broly yet. There's a bunch online, so I'm not in a huge rush. Plus, he weighs 1,000,000 pounds, and it's really hard to get him off from up there, so we'll have to do that when I'm feeling into it. But wanted to give you guys a quick little room tour of what's happening so far. Again, everything gets changed around when something new shows up. So, just wanted to give you guys an update. All right, guys, that's gonna wrap it up for this episode. If you got anything out of this video, give it a thumbs up, go ahead and give us a like. Make sure you click that subscribe button so you can keep up with everything, and that notification bell will keep you extra up to date on all these new pieces that are coming in. We are nonstop with this, and I'm getting notifications all the time on new pieces, just like this guy. Also, from our team over here, thank you so much for all the support. You guys have been crushing it. We haven't been doing this very long. We're really trying to make it better and better and better for you guys. So thank you so much for the support. The likes, the subscribe, and the notification bell does so much for our channel and helping getting this content out there. Please stay tuned next time. I can't wait to see what else comes up. We're gonna unbox it with you guys. Stay tuned. We'll be back with more.